Have a look at the stick lift right there.
JFresh has released their 2025 standings projections, and if you're a Montreal fan, you're not going to like this one. Let's talk about it.
But I got a specialty dessert that's real good. I can make it.
You gotta
nice
get her there first.
So, JFresh just released his projected standings for the 2025-2026 NHL season. And once again, Habs fans, Montreal doesn't exactly come out looking great. He's got the Canadiens finishing last in the division with 82 points. Now let's hit pause here, because before we sound the alarms, we've got to take his previous guesses into perspective. Last year, JFresh's model was actually pretty accurate. Across the league, his average margin of error was about 11 points per team. That's not easy to do, although I'd like to think that I could maybe do something pretty close. Maybe I should try. But when it comes to the Habs, he was off by a mile, 18 points. Montreal ended up way better than what he had predicted. And honestly, it makes sense. Teams like Montreal are the hardest to predict because they've got such young, developing talent that you don't know. Are they going to have breakout seasons? Are they going to perform over expected? You can't really predict that type of stuff with stats. And you know what? I don't think that this season's going to be much different. I'll let you know why. But first, can you hit that subscribe button? I would love to have you as part of the community. Our growth has slowed down over the summer, but still, it looks like a lot of you are still craving hockey content, and this is the place to get it. If you're already subscribed, don't worry about it. Hit the like button because it helps me with, I don't know, YouTube does something with the likes. So why do I think that JFresh could be wrong about the Montreal Canadiens again? Well, let's think about it. Let's think about Slafkovsky. He's 21 years old. Last two seasons, he's gotten around 50 points per season, right? It kind of happened the season before, but last season it was way more apparent. It takes Slafkovsky a while to warm up. We all know about second half Slav.
We could all use a clean sheet sometimes.
And then we got a glimpse at what playoff Slav could look like too. I think that there's a real chance that he could break out way better than he has if he adds another layer to his game. And honestly, if he just plays like he does near the second half of the season, that first line looks a lot different, a lot more dangerous, and a lot more versatile. Then there's Kirby Dach. If he can stay healthy, he has all the tools to drive that second line, especially with the guys that can unlock his abilities around him. Again, last year we saw glimpses of his ability during the season, and just when things looked like it was clicking for him, he got injured again. But he's got size, he's got the ability, he has puck carrying ability and the ability to enter the zone. But I really think it's a contract year for Dach. It's a do or die season. And I think he knows, depending on how he does this season and whether or not he pulls off a full season, it's going to mean a lot for his future in the NHL. Then, of course, Lane Hutson. He's still young. He's still adjusting to the NHL pace. He's got that raw offensive upside, but I think he's going to play a better defensive game this season. That and adding Dobson to the blue line, I mean, that's a recipe for success at the blue line. I do worry a little bit about the departure of Armia and Dvorak, but I think if you look at the blue line, there's no question they've improved. Then, of course, the wild card, Ivan Demidov. If he transitions quickly and he finds some chemistry with Dach, with Line A, that's going to accelerate the Habs by opening up the playoff window for the next however long. We're talking about a potential game-breaking winger, a legit superstar on the team, and it could fundamentally change the Montreal Canadiens as we know them. Just thinking about that has me kind of thinking that JFresh is flat out not thinking about anything except for existing stats. And then lastly, Bolduc. Adding him to the forward composition is just going to add a lot of grit and the type of edge that I think could be missing from the group of guys, depending on what line you're talking about. We have the hockey nerd line. We have the guys that need to prove it. We have the grinders. We have a couple of guys with edge, I'll admit. But we're in a new era of hockey, it feels like, and it's the bully age. That's why I'm really hoping that Jack Guy finds his identity this season. All right, let's unpause the game and zoom back out. So if Montreal is projected to have 82 points and be at the bottom of the Atlantic by JFresh, based on last year's margin of error, the real range is probably like 70 to low 90s. That's a massive swing. So imagine Montreal overshoots their expectations. We could be talking about mid to high 90s and even brushing against 100 points. So that's playoff territory. Now, does that mean that the fans should expect a playoff berth this season? Yeah, I don't think so. For the reasons that I mentioned with Armia and Dvorak, certainly. Savard was excellent on the PK as well. That's something to talk about in terms of like special teams. Although I do think that Dobson's going to be way more versatile, obviously. I think that just the Eastern Conference is brutal. Teams like Florida, Toronto, Tampa, Ottawa, they're all going to be fighting. And Buffalo's going on year 17 or 18 of their rebuild. So maybe they'll be vying for a wild card spot this season. Oh man, I tried to exaggerate with the length of time they've been on a rebuild, but it's actually pretty close. Still, with all I said, Montreal still needs to find the composition that works for their team. They need to have a good start of the season this season, and more than a couple of their young stars need to find their pace. The Canadiens are a high variance team. They could have a stinker this season. They're harder to pin down than almost any other team in the league. Maybe Calgary is like a comparable. So I really hope that JFresh is wrong and whiffs again on Montreal this season. But I'd be lying to say that I don't already have those concerns, and I've told you about them as well. The start of the season could be rough. I don't like to be all doom and gloom. I just like to have like some sort of tempering of expectations because I know how the mob can go wild. So yeah, like the spreadsheet says that Montreal is going to be last, but the reality is with guys like Slaf, Dach, Line actually also at the end of a contract, Demidov, Hutson, Dobson, they could all have big improvements this season, and it could make Montreal the wildcard team again. That's what makes this team so exciting, right? Like it's going to be another exciting year no matter what. I'm going to end the video right there, guys. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate all of you. Been seeing some incredible comments recently. The video that I did about the NHL having a goalie problem, that incited a lot of very introspective, smart comments, which, yeah, I think I was trying to source, right? So again, just thank you so much for your support, for coming out, commenting, just saying hi in the comments means a lot. Hope you're all doing well. It's almost start of the school season. That's got me a little bit feeling the heat. There's other things going on as well, but I'm sticking in there and I can't wait for the start of the season. You know what to do. Like the video, helps me out with search results or something. Subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of the community. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.